Good evening and welcome to TFN today. I am your host, Senabu Gassama, and with me here is...
I am Dauda Balde, and thanks for joining us.
Let's begin with our news headlines.
GRA Commissioner General urges transparency and compliance ahead of the 2024 Tax Tribunal launch.
By Malik Sise, former UDP member, throws support behind President Barrow and NPP in Gambia political shift.
Baraseko employees appeal for efficient payment, workforce expansion and facility upgrades.
The GRA Commissioner General commends teamwork and stakeholder support as 2023 revenue surpasses target, outlines reforms for 2024.
Former State House Imam Fati sparked controversy advocating for the repeal of the female genital mutilation ban.
Republic of Congo declares humanitarian emergency as heavy rains trigger deadly floods and landslides. Devastating
earthquake struck western Japan, leaving 62 dead, and rescue efforts are still on the way. Later in the studio, we have got the incredibly talented music producer, D. Jobs, gracing us with his presence to dive into the vibrant world of Gambia's music scene and the broader entertainment landscape. D. Jobs has been a consistent feature in the Fat Network news headlines, captivating audience with his insightful perspective and shedding light on the noteworthy aspects within the industry. Stay tuned for the interview, but for now, let's look at our main news stories. GRS Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo warned against tax evasion at the press conference, highlighting the upcoming tax tribunal launch in 2024. He stressed transparency in tax declarations, prompt goods clearance, and the GRA's $19 million tax collection goal. Dabo reassured taxpayers about addressing their concerns through the tribunal and clarify penalties for uncleared goods. More in this report.
At their end of the year press conference yesterday, the Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority, Yankuba Dabo, warned businesses against tax evasion. He reiterated the authority's commitment to addressing tax leakages in 2024. Dabo highlighted the appointment of a new chairman who will lead the administration of a tax tribunal soon to be launched to combat tax evasion. The GRA aims to collect $19 billion in taxes in 2024, an increase from the $15 billion target set for 2023.
So I want to urge everybody, all businesses, to come on board. Those that are paying their tax, I want to say thank you to them. We appreciate you, and we want you to continue doing that. Those that are hiding, I want to tell them to come up. We are coming with other reforms. Eventually, we will get them. So before we get them, and we start charging you penalty and interest, which may not go well with you. So I'm advising that let them come on board.
Dabo issued a warning to business owners who evade paying taxes, stating that strict measures will be implemented to ensure compliance. He emphasized that no business will be spared from penalties if they fail to pay their rightful taxes. Additionally, he urged businesses to be transparent in their tax declarations and importers to clear their goods promptly to avoid seizure.
Our wish is that let every businessman who import either container or cars come and clear it within the shortest periods of time. If you don't do it, because port authority doesn't have a space for storage, we will work with them and these goods will be auctioned. And that is not our desire. Our desire is everybody who import, pay your duty, you take your goods.
The success of tax collection in the previous year was attributed to the implementation of Ashikuda Wall, a system that helps mitigate tax leakages in international trade. Dabo emphasized GRA's commitment to further reforms and digitization in 2024 to expand the tax base, facilitate trade and enhance compliance. Dabo urged business owners to pay their taxes for national development as the country heavily relies on tax revenue. He assured taxpayers that they could address any concerns or complaints to the tax tribunal and the GRA will address them accordingly.
Overcharge them. They can now take, before going to court, they can take us to the tax tribunal. We don't have problem with that. If anybody feels that the assessment, your assessment is rejected and GRA has given you another assessment, you are at liberty to take us to the tax tribunal. So we have no objection on that.
Regarding the issue of importers leaving their goods uncleared at various locations, Dabo clarified that the GRA does not have storage facilities. If importers fail to clear their goods within the specified time frame, their goods will be confiscated and action taken according to GRA regulations. For TFN News, Dauda Balde.
Away from that, a Swedish-based Gambian by Malik Sise endorsed President Barrow in the Gambia, aligning with NPP after former UDP member Sabali's return.
Sise, initially part of UDP, switched allegiance with his friend Momodu Sabali and vowed to guide the diaspora support for NPP. More in this report by our reporter Adam Ashale.
Possessing a powerful weapon.
Abirung Katarain commanding.
Munene ko na Qatar mo ma
Be Sweden.
Magi Sweden.
Sunya konye ko lafta ka kafu baro makadugo ke.
Akonye mune ma dama buga bokk president Baro liggéey.
Ngay ko.
Mané ko.
Ngay ko lol warna yagga.
Akay won ñenta kala junale.
Mané ko legi.
Akay say.
Way olof mu ne.
Ako surwal ko.
Watu bu jodu kenn du ko julli.
Wato me masi mo ta salila.
Mané ko.
Ngay ko.
Yow Sabali.
Ngay te Sabali.
Xam nga sa value.
Akay la kumaya.
So xolé wo fil bi.
Ñe kele.
Mané ko yow atomic bomb nga.
Akay debal ko bomo.
Ngay ko baro sulo amé tay.
Ngay nim baro yeso do bi.
Amna atomic bomb.
Oday bomo sodole.
Kula ñaaka.
Ako di men fote la.
Ñaaka na atomic bomb.
During their phone conversation, Sise assured Sabali of his full support, along with that of his colleagues in the diaspora.
Mané ko.
Ngay ko.
Man.
Nte.
Ak ñu nekk Sweden.
Adi mel be Sweden.
Germany.
Boy
si yépp.
Boy sol be.
Ñu sa gannaaw.
Nde koma.
He commended President Barrow for restoring democracy and freedom of speech in the Gambia, emphasizing the significance of freedom in a democracy.
President Barrow.
Ako Your Excellency.
Mang la war ne.
Mba fole
Mang la war jërëjëf.
Mba fole ni mbara.
Am na lu gën a important loo fi teg.
Kula kumada me yemel la ni jang.
Mooy démocratie.
Wolem démocratie.
Mooy freedom of speech.
Wolem ka fansodot.
Gis nga nit.
Ako mo.
Loo ko bu ni defal.
Ye ko ndinkaay.
Soo ko joxul jaama.
Ni ma dama fansodot sodo.
Joxuloo ko dara de.
Iman kayro di yalla man ko di yalla de.
Ñun xam nañ dëkki démocratie nu mel.
Dol ngal na démocratie ban ko
ñun ñëpp fii lañ dëkkoon.
Mbebe nu janne.
Gambia léegi.
Gambia bi.
dëkki technologie la.
Bi technologie.
Da ngay wax lu la neex.
Men diate sa.
Président bi.
Président we.
Amul NI amul dara de. Kon nag nañ sant Yàlla. ñu wax ko jërëjëf. ñu wax ko jërëjëf.
It's worth noting that Bai Malik Sise campaigned for the United Democratic Party during the 2021 presidential election, following an invitation from his friend Momodu Sabali. However, he has now followed Sabali in giving full support to the NPP.
Man mi dama ñëw ak Sabali ak ñu nekk suma gannaaw man bi ma campagnal UDP Sabali daf ma call mu ne ma ñëwal nga campagnal leen ma jënd suma ticket ak suma bagage yu bëri ñu wóor campagne ba ma am Covid feebar si campagne bi lu tax ma def ko Sabali
Sise guaranteed the president and the NPP the diaspora support, promising a clear victory in the upcoming 2026 presidential election.
won ne diaspora bi am nga fa ay nit waaye léegi man mi wax ak yow borom doole laa fa de xam nga Sabali mi nga gis nii dafa indi UDP di fi technologie dafa campagne technologie aduna bi nu moo demee noonu ngay demee noonu ngay demee dafa mel ni xam nga football xaaral ma wax fi parce que président bi football fan la xam nga team bu nekkoon si second division Sabali dafa jël UDP second division ñu leen first division waaye winul league bi waaye still try na léegi kii mooy league winner bi kooku léegi nangu na gaay kii Sabali kon jeex na waaye élection bi da nga ko organise because da nga démocrate élection bi ñëw waaye da nga ko win ba pare fii la ñoo toogaat naan ko fi
Reporting for TFN News, I am Adam Hassan. Momodu Sabali.
Now, moving on, former State House Imam Abdullah Fati is stirring controversy by opposing the ban on female genital mutilation, FGMC, and calling for its repeal.
He argues it's un-Islamic, facing criticism from activists.
In a recent sermon, Fati challenged emphasizing adherence to the Prophet's teaching.
He also advised Muslims to marry pious women, sharing contrasting stories on FGM and domestic violence. Moving on, beside warning against tax evasion, the GRA Commissioner General overall celebrated GRA's 2023 revenue success, exceeding the target with $15.756 billion.
He attributed it to teamwork, government support, and stakeholder cooperation, highlighting reforms like Asikuda World.
Looking to 2024, Dabo highlighted reforms such as digital excise stamps, fuel markings, and a $19.2 billion revenue target.
He expressed gratitude to stakeholders for their crucial role in building a stronger Gambia.
Moving on now, we will take a short break. When we return, we take you through international news.
On the international front, the Republic of Congo declared a humanitarian emergency due to month-long heavy rains, causing floods and landslides.
A $4 million emergency fund was allocated, but urgent action is needed.
Over 360 villages and 36 districts are affected, with 17 deaths and 6 missing.
Urban planners stress collective responsibility, noting foresight in city master plans for the 80s.
The situation is critical, with ongoing rains predicted for the next few months.
Moving on to another devastating news on the international front. A deadly earthquake hit western Japan, claiming at least 62 lives.
Ongoing rescue efforts face challenges in Ishikawa prefectures, with disrupted services and uncertain conditions.
Public warnings and preparedness have helped limit damage, but concerns persist for the trapped victims.
Military and international aid are involved, adding to the expertise in the disaster-stricken areas.
That's all we have for you in the international front. Looking back on agriculture, to tackle the diverse challenges they face, Baraseco employees are urging for more efficient payment process, growth in workforce, and enhanced machinery maintenance and upgraded facilities. More in this report.
Processing of loading and unloading trucks is causing a problem at the depot in Bara, according to groundnut transporters and laborers. Maduba, a resident of Fashau, stated that progress at Bara is hindered by the lack of cash supply to groundnut transporters and laborers. Even though the payments are slow, the laborers remain dedicated to their duties. Getting money on time is a problem because the supply comes on installments, sometimes twice a day. For the separation of granules from unwanted particles like sand, stones, and rotten nuts, a crucial role is played by the sieving machine at the Sheko. To remove sand and stones before weighing, the laborers work diligently under the immense sun by unloading the granules from trucks and feeding them into the sieving machine, while the good granules proceed to the weighing area. The bad ones and other undesirable particles are discharged. To support her family, Fatunjai, who lives in a nearby village, does sidelines from this work to support